Do you need help?
I think I need a bigger size.
Honey, you never need a bigger size. Come here. Let me show you a little trick. Brace yourself. Oh, suck it in.
Are you into polygamy?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna have more than one baby mama?
I would want to say queen of my children. I don't like to use.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you're gonna have one more than queen
yes.
of your. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
My head, it's burning. These were among the final coherent words spoken by Jacklyn Smith, known to millions as Jacky Oh from MTV's Wild and Out. The date, May 31st, 2023. A Miami hospital room where a routine cosmetic procedure had transformed into a medical nightmare. 24 hours earlier, she had walked into Dr. Jacky Oh's clinic as a vibrant mother of three, seeking what she believed would be a simple enhancement. Now, as her aunt frantically dialed 911, brain swelling was silently stealing her life away. 3 young children, Nova, Nala, and Prince, would never see their mother again. The surgeon who operated on her, he would face 0 criminal charges. And buried within this tragedy lies a web of manipulation, desperation, and deadly negligence that reaches far deeper than anyone initially realized. Today, we uncover the truth about what really killed Jacky Oh. Welcome to Viral Crime Psychology. To my loyal subscribers, I pray your families are safe and protected wherever they are. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Here, we tell the untold details of real crime stories, the facts many leave out, and the truths that should not be forgotten. Today's investigation will challenge everything you think you know about social media influence, toxic relationships, and the deadly price of pursuing perfection in America. May Jacklyn Smith's memory be honored through the truth we uncover, and may her children find peace knowing their mother's story will save others. We will uncover the shocking autopsy details that revealed what really killed Jacky Oh, the red flags in her personal life that many now believe pushed her toward surgery, the surgeon behind the procedure, his questionable reputation, and why he faced no charges, and the uncomfortable questions about love, beauty, and pressure that still divide the public today. By the end, you'll be asking yourself, how well do we ever really know the people closest to us? 32-year-old Jacklyn Smith died exactly 24 hours after undergoing what's called a mommy makeover, multiple cosmetic surgeries performed simultaneously to restore a woman's pre-pregnancy body. The surgeon who operated on her, Dr. Jacky Oh, had been accumulating scathing patient reviews for 4 consecutive years. Complaints of botched procedures, permanent disfigurement, and life-threatening complications filled his Google reviews, yet he continued operating. When Jacky Oh died, her longtime partner, DC Young Fly, father of her 3 children, posted a tribute that read, more like an obituary for a distant acquaintance than a grieving lover's farewell to his soulmate. Text messages, social media posts, and witness statements suggest Jacky's decision to go under the knife wasn't driven by vanity. It was fueled by desperation, a last-ditch effort to save a relationship that was systematically destroying her self-worth. What you're about to discover will expose a pattern of psychological manipulation that turned a confident, educated woman into someone willing to risk everything for a man who publicly fantasized about having children with other women. You'll learn how a surgeon with a history of surgical disasters continued practicing because our medical system protects doctors over patients. And you'll understand why Jacky Oh's death certificate should list the cause as more than surgical complications. It should read systematic failure. This isn't just another botched surgery story. This is about how an entire network of people and institutions failed a mother of 3, and how her death exposes cracks in our society that are claiming lives every single day. If you believe there's more to Jacky Oh's death than what made headlines, drop a fire emoji in the comments. Because what we're about to reveal will change how you see this case forever. November 3rd, 1990. Oakland, California. Jacklyn Smith enters the world to a mixed heritage family, A black father, a white mother, Brazilian ancestry flowing through her veins. But this wasn't the typical American dream household. Her mother would abandon her as a toddler, leaving young Jacklyn to be raised primarily by her father. Yet from this fractured beginning, something extraordinary emerged. While her peers struggled through high school, Jacklyn had her sights set higher. The University of California, Berkeley, one of the nation's most prestigious public institutions, accepted her application. And on graduation day, she became the first person in her family to earn a bachelor's degree, a young black woman from Oakland, raised by a single father, walking across that stage in her cap and gown. The cameras flash, her family cheers. She's holding a diploma that represents breaking generational cycles. This was supposed to be the foundation of everything that followed. Fast forward to 2019. Jacklyn, now known professionally as Jacky Oh, has transformed herself into a multimedia entrepreneur. The J Nova collection, her cosmetics line featuring lip glosses and false eyelashes, generates steady income. Real estate investments diversify her portfolio. Acting roles in films like Switched at Love and The Fourth Quarter Legacy expand her resume. And then there are her 3 reasons for living: Nova, Nala, and Prince. Every Instagram post, every business decision, every career move orbited around these children. She wasn't just building wealth, she was constructing a legacy. Days before her death, Jacky posted these exact words on social media. "I encourage you to this morning while you're looking at your phone to go find a verse and read it. Read the chapter, save it as your screensaver for the day, and see how it applies to your day life. Memorize it, know it, repeat tomorrow." A woman encouraging others to find strength in Scripture, a mother building an empire for her children, a Berkeley graduate who overcame abandonment and poverty. So why, with all this success, all this self-proclaimed faith, would she risk everything on an operating table in Miami? How many of you followed Jacky's rise from the beginning? Drop a comment about what you remember most, because the woman you thought you knew was hiding pain that would ultimately destroy her. Meet John Whitfield, better known to the world as DC Young Fly, Comedy Central regular, Wild 'N Out veteran, social media sensation with millions of followers hanging on his every punchline. The cameras capture a devoted father figure, a man who seemingly adores his family, a provider building an entertainment empire. But podcasts reveal truths that Instagram posts conceal. In recorded interviews, DC Young Fly openly discussed his beliefs about polygamy, having multiple women, fathering children with different mothers. These weren't hypothetical conversations or comedy bits. These were serious discussions about his actual life philosophy. The pattern was consistent and deliberate. Public appearances showcased the happy family man. Private conversations exposed different priorities entirely. On tour dates across the country, allegations of affairs circulated. Whispers of a possible 4th child with another woman reached Jacky's ears. But perhaps most damaging were the jokes, the public humiliation disguised as comedy. Body-shaming comments about the mother of his children, remarks about her appearance, her weight, her insecurities, all delivered with a smile, all dismissed as entertainment. 3 children, 7 years together, no wedding ring, no marriage proposal, no public commitment beyond referring to her as his baby mama, a term that reduces a woman to her biological function. Tour schedules that conveniently kept him away for weeks, social media posts that featured him with other women, and most telling of all, podcast admissions about wanting more children with different partners, while the mother of his existing 3 children sat at home, questioning her worth. What DC Young Fly revealed on that podcast about expanding his family will shock you to your core. But first, we need to understand exactly how these 2 worlds collided, and how what started as professional collaboration became psychological warfare that would cost Jacky Oh her life. MTV Studios, Hollywood. The year is 2016. Wild 'N Out is filming another season, and the energy is electric. Enter Jacklyn Smith, intelligent, ambitious, Fresh off her Berkeley graduation, she's been selected as one of the Wild and Out girls, a coveted position that launches careers and builds empires. John Whitfield, DC Young Fly, is already established. He's got the comedy chops, the audience, the influence. When their eyes meet on that set, it seems like destiny. The educated entrepreneur and the charismatic comedian. Perfect match, right? The early signs were subtle, disguised as affection, wrapped in laughter. DC would make jokes about Jackie's appearance during filming, comments about her body, her looks, her insecurities, all delivered with that trademark smile. The crew laughed, the cameras rolled, and Jackie learned to smile through the humiliation. First pregnancy, Nova. DC promises change, promises commitment. After the baby, he says. Once we get settled, he assures her. The ring never comes. The proposal never happens. Second pregnancy, Nala. Same promises, same delays, same excuses. Third pregnancy, Prince. 7 years in, still no wedding. Still no real commitment beyond shared DNA. Meanwhile, social media becomes a battlefield. Instagram comments questioning why she stays. Twitter threads analyzing their relationship dynamic. YouTube videos dissecting every interaction. And through it all, DC continues touring, continues his podcast appearances, continues discussing his desire for multiple families while the mother of his 3 children watches from the sidelines. Then came the viral video that changed everything. Brandon, known online as Uncle Ruckus, appeared on a panel discussing Jacky Oh's life. His words cut like surgical instruments. 3 children together, and DC Young Fly never made her a wife.
Go ahead. I mean, I'ma just say it like what it is. The nigga don't give a shit about them kids. What? He out here, bruh.
This is different. What the?
Nigga didn't marry their mama.
This is different.
Listen,
hold on.
Bruh. The nigga didn't marry their mama. Stuck 3 babies in her, never married her.
I think he's engaged.
Hold on. They never said that she was his fiance.
They
were like his partner.
They did.
When I watched the news, it went from partner to fiance. Niggas said a lot of shit when somebody dead. It was partner
They
first.
also wrongly reported.
Let me finish.
Hold on, let him get
I didn't
his point
say
on.
one word.
Let him get his point on.
She was his partner. She wasn't his fiance. The nigga's lying. That's for publicity reasons. PR. You put 3 babies in her and you ain't married her yet. You don't give a shit about her and you don't care about them kids.
I do not.
What man? Wait. Look, I didn't say that. We gotta talk. Listen, bro. There's no reason why he should have let that girl do that. Because she's trying to do that shit probably because he out smashing other chicks and she like, damn, I gotta be able to compete.
Do you believe having children with someone creates an obligation to marry them? Because this is where the story gets controversial, and your answer might determine whether you see Jackie as a victim or a willing participant in her own destruction.
So you're gonna have more than one baby mama?
I would want to say queen of my children. I don't like to use.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you're gonna have one more than queen
yes.
of your. Okay.
Yes.
Spring 2023. Miami's plastic surgery scene is booming, fueled by social media influencers and celebrity endorsements. Brazilian butt lifts are trending. Mommy makeovers promise to restore pre-pregnancy bodies, and Jacklyn Smith is scrolling through before and after photos at 2 a.m., feeling like she's disappearing.
Then I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody told me, no, you're fine how you are. You're perfect. Leave me alone. Don't do it. Don't do it.
May 30th, 2023, 7 a.m. Jacklyn Smith walks into Dr. Oka's Miami clinic. She's carrying hope in her heart and $15,000 in procedure costs. The mommy makeover includes multiple surgeries performed simultaneously: liposuction, fat transfer, abdominal work, all designed to create the body she believes will save her family. What Jacky Oh didn't know, what her research had failed to uncover, was that Dr. Zachary Oka had been accumulating a secret history of surgical disasters for 4 consecutive years. Patient reviews describing permanent disfigurement, life-threatening complications, and botched procedures that destroyed lives. The man she trusted with her transformation had left a trail of broken bodies across Miami, and in exactly 18 hours, Jacklyn Smith would become his most famous victim, Dr. Zachary Ayore. Oka's credentials read like a medical school brochure: Princeton University undergraduate degree, the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University, residency training at Rhode Island Hospital from 2013 to 2019, medical licenses spanning 3 states, Florida, New York, Rhode Island, PH1 Miami, located at 3905 NW 107th Ave in Doral, Florida. The Instagram account showcases dramatic transformations. Celebrity endorsements flood the social media feeds. Before and after photos promise miraculous results. And the pricing, significantly lower than competitors, making dreams accessible to working mothers like Jacklyn Smith. But beneath the polished marketing campaign, a different story was emerging. Internet reviews from 2019 onward painted a horrifying picture. Patient after patient describing botched procedures, permanent scarring, life-threatening complications that required emergency interventions. Left me disfigured. Nearly died from complications. Worst decision of my life. Don't let the low prices fool you. 4 years of warnings, buried in the depths of internet reviews that most patients never read before booking consultations. Here's what should have raised immediate red flags. Dr. Oka was board eligible, not board certified. The distinction matters. Board certification requires passing rigorous examinations and meeting strict standards. Board eligibility simply means you're allowed to take those exams. It doesn't mean you passed them. The discount pricing wasn't generosity, it was necessity. When your reputation is built on complications and patient dissatisfaction, you compete on price, not quality. The celebrity endorsements weren't testimonials, they were paid advertisements. The dramatic transformations weren't typical results. They were cherry-picked successes, hiding a mountain of failures. May 30th, 2023, 7 a.m. Jacklyn Smith arrives at PH1 Miami for her mommy makeover. The surgery was scheduled to take approximately 4 hours. Dr. Oka assured her the recovery would be manageable. Within 24 hours, she would be fighting for her life. Should cosmetic surgeons be legally required to display their complication rates publicly, the way restaurants display health inspection grades? Because what happened next might have been prevented if patients had access to the truth about Dr. Oka's surgical record. 11:30 a.m. Surgery completed. Initial vital signs stable. Patient transferred to recovery area. Dr. Oka documents the procedure as successful without complications. 5:30 p.m. Hour 6. Jacklyn's first complaint reaches nursing staff. Severe headache, rated 8 out of 10 on the pain scale. Standard post-operative pain medication provides no relief. The headache intensifies rather than subsides. 11:30 p.m. Hour 12. Critical decision point. Nursing staff advise discontinuing ondansetron, the anti-nausea medication that might be contributing to her headache. Switch to ibuprofen for pain management. This recommendation would later become crucial to understanding what went wrong. 1:30 a.m. Hour 18. Jacklyn calls her aunt, her voice strained with panic. "My head, it's burning." These words, spoken in desperation, would be among her final coherent communications. The burning sensation she described was likely her brain tissue swelling, pressing against her skull. 3:30 a.m. Hour 20. Speech becomes slurred, then impossible. Jacklyn can no longer form words. Her aunt, recognizing the medical emergency, dials 911. The dispatcher asks questions that cannot be answered because the patient can no longer respond. 7:30 a.m. Hour 24. Emergency medical teams arrive to find Jacklyn Smith unresponsive. Brain swelling has reached critical levels. Internal bleeding is occurring throughout her torso. The routine cosmetic procedures have triggered a cascade of complications that her body cannot survive. The autopsy would later reveal the specific mechanisms of death, cerebral edema, and hemorrhagic complications. But the 911 recording captured something that would make this case even more disturbing. Background conversations suggesting this wasn't Dr. Oka's first patient to experience life-threatening complications. What emergency responders heard on that 911 call would expose a pattern of medical negligence that had been hidden from public view for years. Miami-Dade County Medical Examiner's Office. Case file. Jacklyn Smith, age 32. Date of death, May 31st, 2023. The forensic pathologist's findings would reveal the precise mechanism that transformed a routine cosmetic procedure into a death sentence. Official cause of death: complications arising from elective cosmetic surgery procedures. But the autopsy report tells a more horrifying story. Cerebral edema, massive brain swelling that compressed vital neural tissue until basic life functions ceased. Hemorrhagic complications throughout the torso, internal bleeding that her cardiovascular system could not control. Here's what likely killed Jacklyn Smith: fat embolism syndrome. During the fat transfer portion of her procedure, microscopic fat particles entered her bloodstream. These particles traveled to her brain, blocking crucial blood vessels. The result? Tissue death, swelling, and the burning sensation she described to her aunt. The medical examiner determined the cause of death, but never questioned whether standard surgical protocols were followed. Police treated this as a medical accident, rather than investigating potential criminal liability. Here's what bothers me most about this case. Why wasn't Dr. Jacky Oh's 4-year history of patient complaints investigated thoroughly? Why didn't authorities examine whether his surgical methods contributed directly to Jacklyn's death? The answers might disturb you. June 2023. 1 month after Jacklyn Smith's death, Miami-Dade prosecutors review the case file and reach a stunning conclusion. No criminal charges will be filed against Dr. Jacky Oh. The death is ruled accidental. The surgeon returns to work. The legal system's logic? Cosmetic surgery carries inherent risks. Patients consent to potential complications. Death, while tragic, doesn't automatically equal criminal behavior. Dr. Oh's medical license remains active. PH1 Miami continues operating. Meanwhile, Jacklyn's family pursues civil litigation. Wrongful death claims that could result in monetary damages, but will never restore a mother to her 3 children. The civil court operates under different standards, requiring only proof of negligence rather than criminal intent. But the most shocking revelation in Jacklyn Smith's case wasn't hidden in medical records or legal documents. It came from D.C. Young Fly's own mouth in his public tribute to the mother of his 3 children. What he said, and more importantly, what he didn't say, would expose the final piece of this tragic puzzle. 3 children lost their mother. Jacklyn Smith, a UC Berkeley graduate, a successful businesswoman, a devoted mother, died at 32 years old. She didn't need to change anything about herself. She was already enough. But the questions remain. The warning signs were there. D.C. Young Fly made jokes about her body on stage. He talked about other women on podcasts. After 8 years together and 3 children, there was still no wedding ring. When she died, his tribute post focused on her being a good mother, not the woman he loved. Here's what we need to ask ourselves. How many of these red flags would you have spotted? A man who won't marry you after 8 years and 3 kids. Public humiliation disguised as comedy. Cheating rumors that never get denied. Making a woman feel like she has to compete for attention that should already be hers. Do you think D.C. Young Fly pushed her toward that operating table? Should Dr. Oh be in prison right now? Thank you for watching Viral Crime Psychology. If you believe this case deserves further investigation, give this video a like. Subscribe for more true crime stories that bring hidden truths to light. And share this with someone who needs the reminder that their life is far more valuable than any beauty standard. Before you leave, hold on to this. Real love never breaks you down. It never forces you to risk your life just to feel worthy. Jacklyn Smith, known to the world as Jacky Oh, was already beautiful, intelligent, successful, and deeply loved by her children. She didn't need to change a thing. Rest in peace, Jacklyn Jacky Oh Smith. May her children and her family find strength, healing, and comfort in this painful time. And always remember, Sometimes the one who claims to love you most can be the very person who makes you feel like you're not enough. Never let anyone convince you that their approval is worth your life.